The government promised that businesses closed under local lockdowns would get financial support. And after weeks of wrangling, they have finalised deals with 4 regions placed into Tier 3 restrictions. Now, these are the deals. Around a third of the total you see here is for support with test and trace. The rest is for businesses. South Yorkshire will get £41 million. That's the equivalent of £29 per person. Lancashire gets £42 million, £28 for every citizen. Liverpool, £44 million, around £27.50. And Greater Manchester will now receive £82 million in total. That's £29 per head. Now, we know Mayor Andy Burnham was pushing for a better deal and that talks foundered on a gap of just £5 million. So why, in the middle of a health emergency, is the government quibbling over such a relatively tiny figure? The public finances might help explain. Coronavirus has sent public borrowing soaring. Here in light blue is last year's monthly borrowing figures. The dark blue is this year's. You can see how it actually fell back in the summer as the virus abated. But in September, it rose. The government borrowing was £36.1 billion. That's £28 billion more than last year. Now, £5.9 billion of that was spent on the furlough and self-employment support schemes. Remember, furlough ends in 10 days and will be replaced with the cheaper job support scheme. Now, that spending helped take public sector net borrowing to £208 billion for the past 6 months alone. And it pushed the national debt even higher, well above £2 trillion to 103.5% of GDP. That's the highest debt ratio since the 60s, but you can see it's nothing like as high as it was back at the end of World War II. Now, the Chancellor's problem is just as he wants to cut spending, the virus has come roaring back, and calls for more support, not less, will only grow as Tier 3 restrictions move south. The picture is so uncertain that he's cancelled the planned 3-year spending review. Instead, it will cover just 1 year, and some of those spending commitments may not last that long. What is certain is that pressure on the Chancellor to spend more, not less, on supporting jobs and businesses will grow as long as lockdowns are central to government strategy.